the Russia-Ukraine war has fundamentally changed. This is no longer a conflict defined by rapid offensives or the capture of major cities within days. Today's battlefield is shaped by endurance, consistency, and the ability to impose a long-term tempo of war. Russia appears to understand this reality well. Along the front line, particularly in southern sectors such as Zaporizhia, Moscow is not seeking high-risk breakthroughs. Instead, pressure is applied gradually and systematically. Artillery operates relentlessly, drones monitor every movement, and ground forces advance only when conditions are favorable. This approach may appear slow, but it represents the core principle of attritional warfare. The adversary is forced to continuously react, expend resources, and remain on the defensive. A clear example is the capture of the village of Zelenoye, symbolically minor, but militarily significant as part of Ukraine's defensive network toward Gradual. By securing this village, Russia broke through a layer of defense and forced Ukraine to reorganize its defensive lines. Such progress is rarely achieved through direct frontal assaults. Russia favors long-term pressure combined with limited tactical operations. Ukrainian positions are subjected to artillery fire for days, while drones detect troop rotations and logistical movements. Once a position becomes inefficient to hold, ground forces move in. The result is often not a major battle, but a controlled tactical withdrawal by Ukrainian forces. Has Ukraine truly withdrawn? Yes, but not due to collapse. Withdrawals occur because holding certain positions becomes too costly in terms of manpower and logistics. Russian pressure creates a difficult dilemma: hold territory at the risk of losing combat units, or withdraw and concede strategic ground. This pressure does not come solely from the ground. Drones have become a central element of operations, used for reconnaissance, artillery correction, and direct attacks. Large-scale drone attacks often aim to exhaust Ukrainian air defenses and force the use of costly systems and ammunition. At the same time, Russia maintains the ability to strike deep behind the front lines. Energy infrastructure, logistics facilities, and transportation hubs remain within reach. These strikes have both physical and psychological effects. The message is clear: pressure is not limited to trenches and front lines. Ukraine's response demonstrates resilience but also limitations. Dependence on Western aid, ammunition, air defenses, and financial support has become increasingly decisive. In contrast, Russia benefits from its domestic industrial and logistical base, allowing long-term planning in a protracted war. At the international level, response patterns remain largely unchanged. Political rhetoric continues, but battlefield realities are shaped by endurance, not diplomatic statements. In conclusion, Russia is not pursuing a quick victory. Its strategy reflects readiness for a long war and an effort to shape the battlefield according to its own tempo. In a war of attrition, victory does not belong to the fastest, but to those who can endure the longest and sustain pressure. this trend continues, the battlefield will increasingly be shaped by who can sustain pressure most consistently, rather than by any single spectacular operation. In such conditions, small gains carry greater strategic weight than before. Villages, supply routes, and observation points become critical elements in shaping the balance of power on the ground. The war also demonstrates how relatively simple technologies, when employed at scale, can alter conflict dynamics. Low-cost drones, tactical communications, and medium-range precision munitions now play a major role in determining local battlefield outcomes. Superiority is no longer defined solely by advanced platforms, but by the ability to integrate all elements over time. For Ukraine, the challenge ahead lies in maintaining combat cohesion under constant pressure. Troop rotations, infrastructure protection, and efficient use of Western assistance are critical factors. Any delay or shortage is felt immediately at the front. Meanwhile, Russia is likely to continue applying pressure without altering its core approach. As long as gradual pressure yields gains, no matter how small, this method is likely to be maintained. It reflects a belief that time itself is a strategic weapon in this conflict. Thus, the trajectory of the Russia-Ukraine war is becoming clearer. This is a conflict that will not be decided by a single decisive battle, but by each side's ability to endure, adapt, and sustain pressure over the long term.